alarm system?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's one of the things that we don't inspect as part of a home inspection.
Okay.
An alarm company can come in and sort that out.
Good.
The sump pump that's functional now is going to be hooked up to the waste line we saw at the right rear corner of the property. It was put in, it looks like, by Adirondack Basements, the local company. They have a service log on it. It has a battery backup system so that if the power is off for any amount of time, the batteries will pick up the sump pump and discharge that water to the
Very
outside.
good.
That is the pipe that's sweating. And that's going to be condensation because the water pulled out of the ground is cooler than our dew point today. These other waste lines are going to be all the sewer lines and the wastewater from upstairs all draining out.
Oh, good. And the connections all look good.
So far.
Good. Very good.
The main bearing beams are steel beams in the house. It's a good quality construction. The main supports are two-piece adjustable steel posts. So we should have good support there.
Good.
Floor joists are 2x8s, 16 inches on center, and plywood subfloor. The hot water heater is going to be gas-fired, and the water heater will be a 40-gallon capacity, 40,000 BTUs, and it is manufactured in 2002. The temperature control for the water heater is right on the front, so that can be raised and lowered to whatever you're comfortable with. The burner is down underneath, and this has a nice clean flame, so that's burning fine. It vents into the chimney flue with the boiler and through to the outside. On the front of the water heater is a temperature and pressure relief valve. This is the safety valve that we put on all water heaters. Will open 150 pounds pressure or 210 degrees temperature, or if this little tab is lifted.
Okay.
We normally would put a drop pipe on that, which is just a piece of 3/4 inch pipe, bring that towards the floor, so if it opens, it's going to spray onto the floor. The gas valve is here on the side. It's all steel gas piping.
Okay, good.
The boiler is going to be gas-fired as well, vent into the same chimney flue. It's going to have 3 zones, so we should find 3 thermostats upstairs. These are the zone valves that will open to those individual areas of the house. Circulator pump is going to push water from the boiler up through that area calling for heat. The burners for the boiler are down at the bottom, and these again are nice and clean. As we get upstairs, we'll find the thermostats, cycle on the boiler, and check the zones to make sure it circulates.
Good.
The boiler capacity is usually going to be listed on a boiler plate. And this is going to be 115,000 BTUs, so it should be plenty of heat for the house. Looks like it had some corrosion onto the pipe, again from the past leak, but that's all dry inside there now. And the electrical connection that comes over for the boiler comes off of the junction box here in the corner, but then they just splice the wires together inside the cabinet. Any junctions in our wiring should be made inside of a junction box, or they should have used one piece of wire to carry power over here to the unit. So they used a line bar, which is down onto the inside. And if we're running 120 volts of electricity, we usually want to have that into a covered box rather than left exposed, and that can give somebody kind of a nasty shock off. A heating contractor can change those things when they service the unit.
Okay.
The unit should be serviced once a year.
Is there a filter on that system?
There's no filter on
because
hot
it's a
water
boiler,
system,
right,
because
it's a
it's a
radiator.
boiler. The filters would be on our air systems.
Was this oil fueled before it was gas?
This is natural gas.
Has it always been natural gas?
Always been natural gas.
Okay, so they wouldn't have a fuel tank somewhere in the
No
ground?
fuel tanks. I don't know if there's any fuel tanks in this whole neighborhood.
Okay,
So
good.
everything was gas. The water, of course, is going to come in from the city with usually 50 or 60 pounds pressure. On the back of the boiler is a pressure reducing valve, and that will cut the water pressure down to about 12 pounds pressure. That's all we need in the heating system. The tank on top is going to be an expansion tank, so as we heat the water, it has a place to go without building excess pressure into the system.
Okay.
And then over on the side is the relief valve for the boiler, and that is set for 30 pounds pressure. And that already has a drop pipe on it.
I see the pipe, yep.
Similar
Okay.
to what you need for the hot water.
Excellent, okay. And this wiring is not a problem?
Just
at
the
all?
wiring just needs, this is all low voltage wiring.
Okay.
So that's not, that can be done anyway, because you can't get hurt from it, from the connections. It's just the line voltage that we have to be careful of. The clean out over here at the base is an old ash dump from the fireplace, but that'd be obsolete if they've switched over to gas.
To gas, okay. Is it a gas fireplace?
The sprinkler system or outdoor watering pump, again, we talked about, that's going to be just a point system, just a perforated pipe driven into the ground. Typically not considered potable water or water that'd be good for drinking,
Okay.
because it's not treated or...
Is it worth it for them to fix
It's
it?
not worth fixing these pumps, because the price of the water is less than the cost of fixing those pumps.
Okay,
The only time that they normally would be if they were going to be putting in an elaborate sprinkler system.
Okay.
An automatic system.
good.
Right now, the water comes through here, has the, again, plastic, the main shutoff valve is here, the remote for the water meter,
Yep.
and so they can pick that up from outside, and it's running through a water softener. The water softener is going to use salt as a charge, and this one is almost empty, but we can check with the owner and see if they're still using this or maintaining it. Some water softeners,
Isn't this the belts are here? Softener here, pal?
that's the salt.
There we go. It was, fireplace was originally wood and is now been converted to gas
Oh,
with
good.
temperature control.
Excellent. All right.
The electrical box up on the side is for low voltage lighting, which may have been out
Outside.
on the front porch.
Yeah.
That's just a timer and a transformer. They run the low voltage wiring outdoors so that it doesn't have to be in conduit.
Okay. Good.
Um,
Any other
go down
concerns
to
with the?
crack? into
crack?
wall.